Dear Professor Dr. Mijna Hadders-Algra, I'm very pleased to have the possibility to ask you, as one of the developers of COPCA, questions about this early intervention program. Could you tell us, what does COPCA mean?
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to tell about COPCA. COPCA is a family-centered intervention program for infants with special needs. That is, for infants with an increased risk for or with a neurodevelopmental disorder. COPCA is the abbreviation of Coping with and Caring for Infants with Special Needs, a family-centered program.
Thank you very much for this interesting explanation. My next question is, why did Tineke Dirks and you developed COPCA?
Tineke Dirks, who is a pediatric physiotherapist, and I started to think about COPCA in the 90s of last century. At that time, no evidence was available that physiotherapeutic interventions that were used at the time resulted in a better developmental outcome of the child. And we thought that the lack of success could be due to two factors. On the one hand, that the family was too little involved in the intervention, and on the other hand, that the approach of the infant was not optimal. And in the neurosciences, we had gradually understood that infants especially learn to move through their own activities, by their own exploration and trial and error, not by therapists or parents doing things for them and helping them very much.
Thank you very much also for this very interesting explanation. So my next question is, what are the most important components of COPCA?
In line with what I just mentioned, COPCA has two components, a family component and a child component. The family component stresses the pivotal role of the family in early intervention. It's the family who has to cope with the situation of having an infant with special needs. And we realize that families have their own priorities for what's important in life. And also that each family has its own habits, rituals, and routine. Hence, family autonomy is a key feature in COPCA. And therefore, the health professional in COPCA does not act as a therapist who instructs the family and who performs the activities with the child. No. In COPCA, the health professionals act as a coach who guides and informs the family how they, in their own way, can optimize child development. The second component is the infant component or the neurodevelopmental component. Like I mentioned before, we understood that infants learn in particular by exploring the world and their own movements in their own way. To try out all by themselves and to learn from errors. Actually, the brain is very fond of errors. Errors mean for the brain an opportunity to learn. So the coaching of families is about how they, as family members, can integrate playful activities of exploration and challenges into daily caregiving activities, therewith offering the infant opportunities to learn and to develop.
Thank you very much for this interesting interview, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.